Hey folks. Alright, sorry, I'm just getting my background together. I had to do the update there, so bear with me for a few moments. If you don't mind, until then, I'm actually, let's see, YouTube. I'll turn the volume down. Hopefully it will actually work. We'll see. Now, is that too loud for you guys? I have to refresh this here. Is anyone even here? Oh wow, hey, look, we got MPG here. Corridon, Aussie, Chez. How's it going? How's it going? Mr. Pins. Sorry, I need to finish setting up here. I was having issues with the children when I was trying to get ready for my show, and my wife is out right now. So, now, I don't know if I can just not see chat right now. Yeah, I just can't see chat right now. Let's see. I'm going to try to go to online. Let's see if I can get on there. Because I think we're back to the old chat, aren't we? Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't plug in my mic yet. There we go. Sorry, folks. There we go. Sorry, folks. Oh. Like I said, all disorganized. So, I know this is going to look goofy, but I'm going to try to get them to change it if I'm going to get some. But this is the Rook, or not the Rook. Why do I want to call it the Rook? But this is the Revolver. 100% brass. Little button on the bottom and all the vents. My only pet peeve is this little space here. I don't see a reason for that whatsoever. Echo, eh? Why am I getting echo? Maybe. Turn off the music there for a second so I can actually figure this out. Oh, that's why I'm getting... Never mind. It's all my... No. No, I'm not on the iPad anymore, dude. This is all on the computer now. It was because I was listening to myself. I don't usually. It's because I'm still setting up and... Let's see if I can put a background on in here. See, I've never done this before, so we'll see if I can just add a background. Let's see. There's a fly buzzing around me, just so... Alright, alright. Well, for some reason that's as far as I can move it over. Maybe I can move myself up. Trying to figure this shit out, but you know. That's just a picture of this yet. I haven't scanned it yet. But pretty stoked. That was a pretty cool. When I actually had hair. Look a little bit different now that I don't have any hair. Well, then my co-host can go... See, I just wish I could move myself. Maybe I can if I shrink myself a bit. Just have to move myself over top. There you go. I'll figure out where to put Pixie when she gets here. I don't know. I like all this black space. Not. I'll just figure it out later. I don't know. I have to figure out how to put this background on there. And then I might be getting a few, might be getting a show sponsor. So, hey, Curly. New new Pinoy mod to show you if you're just tuning in. Called the Revolver because I guess the front looks like the part where you load the bullets in. You know? The revolving part, I guess. And then a telescopic part. So, I mean, it looks a little bit goofy in 18650 mode. And buttery smooth. Buttery, like, I'm actually very impressed with the quality of threading on this thing. Let's see. Get this thing all really tiny. It's like really small. I have to hold it with my thumb, but I mean 18350 mode, fairly decent weight. Just figured I'd try this thing out and then try to see if I'd recommend it to people, because there's the guy in Philippines has been trying to get people in Canada these devices, so I was maybe going to set up a group buy for them, or maybe just find a retailer that's interested in carrying them. But these things are awesome tanks. Like, I'm impressed so far. My only beef with this device, sorry I'm looking down, is what the hell do you need a little space in between the little grippy part? It makes it look like your Addy is kind of floating. So I'll put the egg on here. Like, doesn't anybody agree that, yeah, there you go, I'll put it with a white background, you can see that little kind of space, and that's where the telescopic pin is. Because, I mean, high quality, you know, the typical thick brass screw. And it only needs to be a solid one because it's a telescopic mod, right? So it doesn't need to be able to adjust for the battery portion. Yeah, so I'm just thankful I didn't have to pay for it right now, because I definitely want them to change that. Like, shorten the pin or something and just put, you know, get rid of this whole upper deck. Or fill it in, or don't gouge it out, I don't know. It looks like it was there to fix a boo-boo, like a faux pas. But I'll have to talk to him. Maybe send him a Facebook message later and say, I don't know why you'd expect people to buy that when it looks kind of, you know, people don't like gaps. Maybe an inlay, yeah. Actually, an inlay would look quite smart. I wonder how hard that would actually be to do for a person like myself. Like, if you can get that material when it's soft and just squish it all in there and then just sand it really shiny, and because that would actually look smart. Solid dark green in there. Black onyx, yeah. But this thing hits like a freight train. Like, there's no loss in voltage. Well, I'm sure there's loss in voltage, but it just seems to hit as hard as my Poldiac with silver contacts. I just haven't gone and replaced my multimeter yet, so I can't test it. But I don't know. Let's see what it looks like with a over-torched iGo, if I can find it. Where did I put that darn thing? How much good is that? Oh. Hey, Tattooed Viking, how are you? Welcome to the show. That and I've got into 350 mode for a little while. I just love the form factor. Every once in a while it's nice to have something kind of just fit perfectly. You grip right above the rings here, pinching the pinky. Hey, Hayes. Sorry for the late hello. I just kind of, yeah, kind of here nor there, you know. Man, ladybugs are dropping like flies off my garage light. I'm going to keep this one behind me a bit. Or maybe, you know what, maybe I'll alternate. Maybe next week I'll put on my my other background I have. If anybody's into Hunter S. Thompson or the artist who illustrates Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, let's see. Add. Check this out. Isn't that freaking cool? Another one that's... I know I showed it on my Facebook, but some people that go to the show here don't check out Facebook. Yeah, sick book too, man. The book is exactly like the movie, except with these kind of illustrations. Let's see. Maybe for today's show I'll go with the... Which one is this one? Which one is that one? Okay. Oops. This one. There, it gives a little bit more space on the side there. Oops. I don't know why, but my account seems to not be active. Let's see if I can log into Vaughn right now. Ooh, what the heck was my password for this thing? Alright. So I might actually be able to type in chat after all later. And sorry to those I promised some juice to. I haven't had the funds for shipping yet, so be assured that juice will be coming and I can afford postage. Because unfortunately I am unsponsored. And if anybody's definitely going to do my like weekly shout out for Granada, if anybody likes the anise vapes, but they get used to the anise and they don't kind of taste it anymore and they want something a little stronger, look no further if you can find Granada. It's not a lime lemon, like it's orange. It's a mandarin orange, I'm guessing. That's what it tastes like to me anyways. But with, I'd hazard a guess at probably 5 to 6 times the amount of anise. So you have to like anise. The only thing about, here I'll do my little public service, my PSA for the day, is depending on the resistance of your rebuildables, if you're into rebuildables, might dictate whether or not you can use 18350 batteries. Now, with my current coil, I should not be using 18350 batteries. It's kind of stupid too. That's why I'm taking it out right now, but I'm too lazy to rebuild the coil right now. I don't know. She hasn't messaged me. Oh wait, maybe because Skype isn't going. Oh no. Let's see if I can get her in a hangout here now. That's what happens because Dave's not here, man. There we go. Let's see. Beep, beep. Oh wait, no, sorry. It's I'll just sing for you guys. Not really singing, but she might be busy with Baby. Baby might not have gone to sleep for her yet. I'm guessing that's the case because I'm knocking on an empty door. There we go. Now I can hit this thing. But, I guess, sometimes 18650 fits in there nicely, but I find there's actually less battery rattle with the 350, so yeah, I'm not sure where Pixie is. Hey, Downpour, how's it going? Oh, yeah. Anise infusion. I can't wait to try your juices, NPG. I was trying to convince Jay to come to the Edmonton Vape Meet and bring up some samples, so we'll see. Hopefully he does. That'd be cool. I must try this juice. Awesome. Hope so. That would be great. The more Canadian juices out there that taste awesome, the better. Really. Ooh, I guess I don't need to have that up. Oh, it gives me a whole screen of screen sharing. Nice. Okay. Oh, you're making me hungry. I went to the grocery store that had the post office in it, thinking that, I'll get some supper stuff and get my mail. Had the kids with me, so they're pulling me in one direction for Smarties, and then the next direction for hot dogs. Then we're getting hot dogs, and all of a sudden they're bugging for granola bars. We go to granola bars, and I completely forget the hot dogs. Got some sandwich meat. I picked up my package, and then went to vote, and then realized, oh shit, we forgot to get supper stuff. So, made the kids lunch for supper. Nothing like some pastrami on rye with granular mustard. Kids liked it. I have yet to eat. I haven't tried any for me yet, so. What am I doing? Ah, yes. Time for some remnants of an old tank. Have no more of this juice, so it's been like 2 toots on it. Put the tank down. I guess another pet peeve is this button comes out by about, I'd say almost a millimeter, maybe half a millimeter. So when you stick it down, it kind of feels a little bit wobbly, because that spring in there is stiff. It's not going to fire because the throw goes a little deeper, but adds a little bit of wobbliness. Excuse me. But I still like it. I'm a fan of the patina. I do like the... Anywho. Hopefully we have some new vapors in the room tonight. What's the flavor profile supposed to be for Elements, MPG? I always want to think Nipigon when I see NPG. That's like a town, but...
10 hours away from Winnipeg. Eat a vegan? Well, I guess they're eating vegetables. It's like eating a cow, because I mean, all they do is eat grass, right? I'm almost tempted to mix some other juice in here just so I don't have to tip this so much. If she answers, I don't know. I have to. Maybe I should load up my Skype and see where she be. Let's see. Beep 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 beep. Contacts. She's kind of online, so let's see. There we go. Sent her message via Skype, and it's not going anywhere. It's just grinding away like it's sending, but so she hasn't received it. Oh, I tried. Gotta catch up with chat now. Here we go. One sec here. Let's bring this up and that down, so I don't look like I'm looking at the sky when I'm looking at chat. There we go. That's too many flavors, man. You might as well just call that, well, I guess it's elements. But you should just call it kitchen sink. I haven't seen one called kitchen sink. That or swamp water. I think swamp water would be a good name for one too. Yeah, so I was going to redo my coil at work today. I forgot my drill bit. I was so pissed. When I work a 25 gauge, I don't like to wrap it on the coil on the device because it ends up just squishing the shit out of the mesh, getting too tight on it too. The only drawback for using a high gauge, well, I guess a low gauge. From the depths of Ron's darkest thoughts comes Elemental Collection. Nah, no hush. Chat's good. I don't have a co-host to bounce off of, so, you know, the more talking the better. Because really, unless you guys want to see if there's any new vapors that want to know information on batteries or atomizers or whatever, I mean, I've only been at this for since, well, wow, almost a year. Since last November. So I have a little bit of knowledge. I've fucked around with a few devices. Come on, pick my brain. No? Shall we go with nothing vaping tonight? You know, if I could find a nice tart vape. I'm still looking for a tart vape. Even something with caffeine in it again. Unless I can find someone that actually caffeinates their juice in Canada. NPG. You should try it. It's good stuff. I love it. Replaces coffee for me. I had a Red Bull one from mountainvapor.com. And let's just say it gives you a little zip in your toes. You can do it. You just have to add, I think it's mycin or something like that. There's another, one other thing you have to add to increase the, excuse me, its transportation in the vapor, because it binds to something else which vaporizes like mycin. You know what? I'm going to find out the exact name for you. Oh, that would suck if he's not around anymore. Oh, no wonder. Abbreviated half the name. Let's see. Alright, what does it go with? Yeah, it's myrcene. M-Y-R-C-E-N-E. So with the adding of that, you can add more caffeine to the solution. That's it. It allows you to add more. Because it also has, because it's made in plants from like thyme and bay leaf. So it actually has some natural and antiviral kind of analgesic properties to it. Maybe that's why I never got sick when I vaped that stuff. I ran out, but I tell you though, it's worth it. I think if you get it, if you just wanted to buy the juice, I think it is pretty expensive going to the States because you know you have to, but this guy does the cheaper shipping. You don't have to automatically pay 25 bucks. I think to ship, last time I got from him, I got like 250, no, about 300 mils from him, and the shipping cost me 12 bucks. And he will actually not label the bottles for you so that they don't show nick, and it's past the border every time I've ordered from them. The wifey's coming home. Yeah, you know, let's see, for ice cream flavors I've tried, you know, I think vanilla. I've tried some smoothies and that tiger, but I mean that, I guess it tasted fairly close. But I haven't had any more. You know, I wish there was like a rum and butter, but not the rum that you get in vapes. That tastes too alcoholic. But you know, like the mellow kind of rum that's just like rum flavoring. It's not. They're not going after the alcoholic flavor to it. Hey, Beetle. See, now pistachio is such a hard flavor because I don't know, nuts. You know, for a moment they taste like the nut, but when they're, at least me, I don't know, because I like a warm vape. When I get a warm vape, it just seems to alter the flavor a bit, where I only taste it exhaling through the nose. And then if I exhale it through the mouth, it's, yeah, rum and raisin would be good too. It just kind of tastes a bit off. I don't know, because I like a chocolate pudding, and if I put it on really a high resistance coil, it tastes pretty darn good. The higher the resistance, the more coffee-like it became. And with nuts, it was very hard for me to even make a coil that would do it. Ooh, shit. Well, I definitely have to try that one. Tis a fave if it tastes exactly like that and it doesn't actually taste like the nut. Stop me in my tracks. I think the only chocolate in a vape that to me tasted like chocolate was, oh, you're not going to release? Oh, is it the private stock? You tease, you tease. Blueberry and pistachio. Sounds intriguing. Even after I was saying all this stuff about nuts. Oh. Yeah, I have a few Zippy mixes, but they're just combining different favorite juices I have. Like I like mixing shaky pudding with Swedish pastry. That was my first Zippy's mix. And then now I have, what is it? Shaky pudding and from DSV, and then s'mores from cold turkey. I find a combination of 30% to 70% shaky. Peach tobacco menthol. So yeah, I don't know. I still can't, unless it's like a pipe flavor, and that's why this peach sounds interesting. Peach tobacco menthol. I have one menthol and it's like, whoa, menthol. Have you ever clogged up? Yeah, I've yet to find an eggnog. I'd like to find a good eggnog. Challenge to all you juice makers. That and root beer. Still waiting for a Canadian maker to make a good root beer. A challenge. You make your root beer as good as Mountain Vapor? Where do I sign the line for a lifetime supply? Nope. Nope. Hate to argue with you there, MPG, but nope. Not all. I go to mountainvapor.com and get their root beer float. I don't know why they call it root beer float, because it just tastes like a good A&W creamy root beer, and it's bang on. Like, it was the first time I vaped, I was like, holy shit. And, I ran out of it, so I started ordering some root beers from Canadian vendors, because I thought, okay, it's not that hard of a juice, but wow. Yeah, it does have to steep for a while. Like, when it was fresh, the stuff had a slight anise flavor to it, which I was kind of surprised, but after about a week of steeping, that part went away, and then it was like, holy shit. You want a root beer? I just bang on that thing for a while. My challenge. I want to try this, Puffer. Yeah. But I want a Canadian root beer. That's why I'm putting the challenge out there. Send me some juice that's root beer and let's see. We can do it. You just have to try. Because you know what? Everyone said peanut butter and jam was impossible. But holy shit, PB&J from DSV is actually really good. I vape it. Like, I never thought I would. I've tried other peanut butters and they were gross, to be honest. But just the mix, it's like, holy shit. It's like a perfect bite of peanut butter and jam every single time, It's like the perfect blend. I commend Corey for that. Yeah, 12 milligram. Yeah, root beer and something. I wish I could describe the flavor that needs to be made, but I just can't put my. I've made it by accident by mixing a whole bunch of other flavors. Like, hey, for sure, it'd be awesome, Puffer. You know where I am. Always here. I'm on next. Well, yeah, so that seems to be a controversial kind of thing amongst juice makers is ultrasonic. Now, I would say it'd be awesome as long as you take it out and shake it every so often to get the air in there so that the vibrations can oxygenate it or whatever the frick it does, steep. Because it's the air that gets in there with the tobacco, right? And the ultrasonic just kind of vibrates everything. So, I can see that working, but does it actually steep things up really fast? Can you say, oh, excuse me, half a day, or maybe 5 minutes in the ultrasonic equals a day, or oh yeah, but you shake the shit out of it first, so like you blow, get some good air in there, and then shake the crap out of it, so it's new air that's getting into all the bubbles. Hmm. I just have to get an ultrasonic anyways for cleaning all my addies, because as much as I like soaking in vodka and using some stuff to clean off all the gook, to me it tastes like just an awesome A&W root beer. Like it has that creaminess at the end, which I guess could be what they consider to float. I don't know. He also claims to make his own flavoring, so if that is true, I don't know what he does to if he actually gets the root and all that kind of shit. I'll try to get. I know I had a bottle and I was so proud of it. I gave some to Holly, and I gave him the last of my stuff. So maybe if he has a little bit. 2 hours is 12 days, eh? Now I don't know if the composition of PG VG is a factor in that, like, because I know you just can add more percentages of your flavoring if you have more VG in it, right? But I think, because I don't even know what his mix was, I think it was like a 60-40. Really? Okay. Well, then I will talk to Holly and see if he can grab you like 5 mils or something for you to sample. If you can make a VG version of it, that would be awesome. Down with racism, Ches. Down with racism. We squash it. Sorry. Well, 30-70, like 70% VG, because the flavorings I know are PG. But, yeah. Well, whatever. Like, whatever makes it so, maybe even a 60-40, just to give it a little bit of thump. And then, but the true flavor. I just like big clouds. That's why I like more VG. Because, I mean, with most of these flavorings that are, well, I guess 50-50 is what I'm really used to. But my recent acquisition of juices has been 30 PG, 70 VG. So I guess with the 50-50 you would need less flavoring, or does it make that much of a difference? See, I've never actually tried the same juice in different combinations, like of PG-VG. I know people offer you the choice, but usually it's their proprietary mix or 100% VG, or as close to 100% as I can get. But I don't know if that might alter the flavor because they say more vapor, less flavor with VG, and more flavor and throat hit. Oh yeah, cool. Because I find my juices that are that high, the only thing I'm lacking really is throat hit. But I make up for that by just adjusting my air hole, maybe about 1 or 2 millimeters off, depending on how hard I want it. Like this juice here is, well, it claims to be 100% VG, but it just, I still get a little throat hit though, just off to the side. And I still get lots of vapor when I put it off to the side too, so. Like clouds. Yeah, but you see, the only thing, this was the problem I think I got into that gave me a little issue when I first started vaping, because I first started vaping in November, so it's already really dry. And getting into vaping, it's a huge transition from cigarette to vaping, and then I don't know, I never had a problem with thickness, because, well, probably because of the type of atomizers. Sorry, I digress there. Yeah, you can always drip. I dripped in the cold, and it was kind of nice too because my cap was always warm. I actually used to use my PV as a hand warmer. Oh, puffer. I know another good juice to try, or and or NPG. Have you guys ever had shisha? And maybe the flavor double apple? Hmm. I don't know how to explain the flavor to you, but it has like a sweet apple in it and a sour apple in it. And then it has a taste of anise in it. So, I mean, I can always add the anise because bulk barn for the win. This stuff is awesome. Don't have to add much. Like, I mean, I've been using this bottle forever, and look, it's still at the top. Well, you know, with the Granada, I haven't had to add any because there's two, like, almost, it's like at the peak of the amount of anise you want in a juice, I'd imagine. Which is another thing, it compensates for the lack of throat hit when it's more VG and you have the anise oil in there that gives it that kickback. It's Loran. Loran's? $2. Well, you know what? See, that's the mistake people make. See, with shisha, and Sabby's got it on a few flavors. I'll give him that. But most of his flavors, unfortunately, don't taste like shisha. And I was an avid shisha smoker for like 5 or 6 years. Like, I mean, I'm still surrounded by hookahs. And there's just you have to add, it's almost like a smoky, watered down kind of tobacco flavor. The tobacco's too overpowering in most of those shishas. The only, I don't know how to explain it. Hey, Holly, you want to pop up on screen, or are you just happy in chat? But it's almost like they overdo it with the tobacco part, and you just have to have the slightest hint. Because if you ever have shisha that has no fruit flavoring, it's like having a pipe. So the flavor, but at the flavor of the tobacco is at like 1/10 of what pipe tobacco is. Well, if you have the proper charcoal, it doesn't add any flavor. Like, you can't use... I don't want air miles. Let's see. Like these coals, yes, they will give you a different taste. These are my cheapy backup ones that I never used, and probably had these for a couple of years. The kind I moved over to, I don't know if I have a box of them. Zero flavor. They're made from coconut husk. No, they're around here somewhere, but I'm lazy. Yeah, like you have to have overpowering fruit, but natural tasting fruit that isn't like candy. The only one that's candy is grape. Grape shisha actually tastes like a perfect Swedish berry with like a touch of raspberry hints in the background. That's what grape shisha tastes like. But if you get grape shisha from an e-cig store, it tastes like grape Kool-Aid mixed with tobacco. No. No. That's what I mean by people have these flavors all, they're just going by what the name is, not what the actual transition of the flavor was when you smoked your shisha. What is it? Was that like a 15-minute rant on shisha? Oops. Ah, dead air. You gotta love it. Let's have a pretzel. Mm. Haven't had some spiced pear in a bit. Oh, one second, I just gotta mute this because garage. Whoops. I can do some sort of website stuff. Creeds is really good with it. I'm actually going to be taking a course for web design in a couple months, just to hone up my skills since I haven't done it in over 10 years. A lot's changed. Yeah, I kind of hated staring at code, so it was time to give it up, but now I kind of want to have at it again. Sorry, folks. Well, instead of spamming websites, next week, Downpour, just spam my show everywhere, except for other chats. I don't want to be starting people trolling other shows, but spam websites. Say, hey, if you vape, go to VapeStrong. Hey, if you're serious about that puffer, I'll try to, because I still have about 6 or 7 types of shisha here, like my shisha, but even if you want, oh, I see, I'm reading things all wrong. I see a tippy, I'm thinking zippy was a typo, tippy. Zippy's not here, man. Oh, I see my wife walking by in the background. Nope, haven't touched them. See, I still have. Where is the cap? Just gonna vape this and then... NPG. Try Turk. Okay, if I haven't done a shout out for a juice today, I have to do a shout out for Turk. If there's any fans of the real Big Turk chocolate bars, get Turk. I shit you not. You'll save, your belly will thank you, because you won't have all the calories in there. I mean, you drip that and it's like someone just jam-packed and vaporized, Star Wars or Star Trek technology and juice. Turk. Oh, hey, for sure. There you go. What should we make them do for that, Puffer? Or should I just do a random? And you only ship to Canada, though, right, Puffer? Awesome. Okay, so hands up, who hasn't tried any Puffer juices? This is a trick question to kind of see who's going to win. First person who puts the same response in what I'm expecting is no one? Yeah, but what's Crave? I mean, not everyone, I think that's a tobacco juice, isn't it? Not everyone's a tobacco vapor, but you try a dessert vape and it tastes exactly like the damn chocolate bar. I shit you not. I hate having a tilt. Low juice with such a big tank. Guess I'll refill with imposter juice. Oopsie. Making a mess. No, I didn't. How about that? It's one thing I don't like about these little flat bottles. I mean, they're great for the mail, but if I'm gonna fill a tank, I normally use a needle to go in those ones. Look like pretty jewelry bottles. Well, it's the juice. It has the name of the juice that I like, but the flavor has been changed. That's why I call it the imposter juice. Because I had two different bottles, and this bottle's been steeping for, I don't know, over 2 months. And I had other stuff that was 2 months old, tastes completely different. Had the exact same name. That's why I say that. Oh, Time to mute. Hey, squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Sorry, that garage, no matter how much we oil that damn thing, squeak, squeak. That's what you get when the car runs into it, though. Wasn't me. Yep. Half the garage is mine for hanging out in. Cause I don't mind, because, well, back in the day I used to smoke, right? So this is where I could actually smoke in the house. And above me is a gas heater, so it was like I was smoking inside, but outside. But now that I don't smoke, I'm still trying to get out of the habit of hanging out in the cave instead of, somewhere in the house, but it's just safer to have all my e-cig stuff out here and then just tell the kids you're not allowed in the garage. So far they listen. Yeah, that's why I mute the thing, because that garage door. And somehow I still cloud this place up even though it's like, however big. 16 by 16 or however big a double garage is. Yeah. Completely off, man. This is a note to juice makers, and I'm not saying you've ever changed a recipe or whatever, MPG or puffer. Don't change the recipe and call it the same thing. Call it like version 2. Because it's a big letdown, when you're running an all-day vape and you grab the next bottle that you haven't cracked, you've been steeping for months. And then it's like, oh. I'm still waiting for people to put their hands up to say who wants in on the puffer juice. Puffer? It's kind of like a trick question. I was waiting for people to do my hands up thing that never works. You have the right idea. It's like a trick question. If you see my shows and what I type in there, normally it doesn't work out. It ends up looking like 2 thighs. I can't type in chat, so I can't even do it. Because it doesn't, for some reason, isn't accepting. You know what, Beetle? That's good enough. Send your info to Puffer. I don't know if Puffer put up her email address or not. I was looking for an emote, but I was looking for the bracket Y bracket, because normally it puts a thumbs up or a hands up, depending on what chat you use. But on here it just shows brackets and a Y, and if you look at it, kind of funny. It looks like, yeah, see, there you go. That's what I was waiting for. And you were the first one who did the proper one anyway, so hey. There you go. So Beetle, just send your info to Puffer at Salnez2008 at hotmail.com. That's what I was looking for, Chaz, at first, and then yeah, but the emote actually works here with the thumbs up. Don't eat at the Y, man. Oh no, that's asking for food poisoning. At least in Edmonton. I know the family that does the food for them, and their food cleanliness practices are a little bit skeptical. Let's just say I wouldn't eat the wraps there. I know what you meant. Well, I guess we don't have any viewers that would be underage anyways, so. Oh, crap. I forgot to move my office around yesterday at work. Now, do I go there now and do it, or do I wait till the morning and do it? Because I can stay at home. I work from home tomorrow because they're redoing the windows in my office. But I was going to move my desk and stuff. I forgot. I was rushing out to go vote. I haven't even watched the news yet to see who won the election. Yeah, at least I voted. Did my civic duty so that I can complain properly. Oh, that's dumb. Won't even... Well, at least I can put it right to the side at least, but... I don't know why I'm adjusting now, but just felt like adjusting. Yeah, but you know what? Municipal things equal property tax, right? They never really change income tax in a province, but your property tax goes up and down like a yo-yo. Well, it mostly goes up. So when you think of mayors who are putting money into this new arena that, in my opinion, is unnecessary, fuck, I'm going to go vote, and I'm going to vote for the guy who's going to try to nix it. I don't care if he's unsuccessful. I just want the guy who's going to try. Because I don't think rich people need handouts. They're going to make their money back and then some, and yet they want the taxpayers to pay for it. Fuck that. They make money hand over fist. But anyway, enough political ranting. You don't vote, you can't complain. That's what caller ID is for, Hayes. Just should tell you when people are drunk or not. You know, warning, drunk dial. You betcha. Are you in Edmonton as well, Beetle? I can't remember. I mean, there's so many different names now, I kind of have a bad memory. Oh, yep. I'm trying to get as many new vapors as I can find to go too. Oh, right on. Not too far. You know what I haven't done in a long time? I get the feeling people are going to hate me pretty soon. Not hate me, but like say, fuck you. You guys should already know. I know Ches will know right away. There's only one YouTube thing I link. Let's see if I can cue it. Well, let's see. I have to mute that portion of XSplit just in case it starts before I have a chance to put it on the split. Haze, haze, haze. You know it too. Alright, let's turn the volume of it down so that it's not going to blast your eardrums off. There we go. Where's my XSplit? Okay, now you guys have to tell me if I need to adjust the volume, but yeah, so I'm just going to add screen region. Songify this, it says. Alright, here goes. Oh, it's not, there we go. Supposed to be. No sound. have to start that again then.
Going ham, oh my goodness.
Is that better?
Oh my damn, oh my goodness. They're going ham. This is how bacon is supposed to be. The fries, they blend so perfectly. The cheese up in here is going ham.
Damn, damn, damn. Sorry, I have to. I don't know why, but this song doesn't annoy me. I find myself grooving to it. It's just his passion about this food. You know, I haven't even tried Five Guys, and I love this review, so I should probably go try it one day. Sorry, Downpour. This is probably 2 minutes you'll never get back. I'm down. Hell, I do it tomorrow if you have the day off. I don't either. I'm just working from home. But I'll drive anywhere in the city for lunch tomorrow. That looks like an epic burger and fries, man. My man. Oh yeah, see, you can only cook in peanut oil. Oh yeah.
Watch the original and subscribe to Dame Drops.
Oop.
Use our cover. Do your own.
Let's get rid
Have
of
a great
that.
day and a great life.
Boop. And get rid of that window. Boop. There we go. What show? Well, since we're doing show linking now.
The most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life is watermelon.
Watermelon. Watermelon. Yep, I think I have to go there tomorrow. Definitely. So that vape meet's on a Sunday then, right? Because it's on November 9th. I don't even know where it is. I should probably look that up. We should just have the vape meet over at Five Guys. Just that? Then if it's on the 7th, dude, then that's a Thursday. And I have that day off. I don't work Thursdays, so. Split my week. It's weird. It's like when hump day is a Friday, and then all of a sudden I have to work, and then it's the weekend again, so it's interesting. I like it that way more than actually having 3 days off in a row. Little breakup. Nice having a weekday off. You can get like important stuff done. Everything's open. And it's not a Friday, so you don't have to... What's Smash Burger? Damn, another place I have to try when I go to Calgary. Too many to try. Too many things to try. I have too many juices I still have to try. Oh, and here's a question for you guys. I'm actually trying to do a feasibility study in my mind about whether or not when I eventually open up my vape lounge. It's not going to be a vape shop. It's like a vape lounge. If oh fuck, I totally just would had a brain fart there for a second. If you're selling high-end devices, of course, you know, I'd wrap coils for free the first time and teach people how to do it, but having people come in, do people pay? Like, let's just say someone has like 5 atomizers and they're too freaking lazy, and they just say, you know what, I can't figure this out. Can you do this for me? Do you think they'd actually pay someone to do that for them? Because I'm just trying to put this all into a business plan. Because, you know, I've been doing it now for, well, building Jennies for about 9 months. And I don't know, I think I got down to a science. I can do any which way coil. I can do stainless steel and a K-fun, cotton, silica. Yeah, but Beetle, I'd do it for you for free. I mean, I'm not opening up a shop anytime soon. Like, this is a pipe dream for me, but yeah, next time you're in Edmonton, just shoot me a message on Facebook or whatever. Let me know. We can hang out. I'll set them up for you. I can teach you all the tricks to make it super easy, even if you have a crippled left hand. Message, message, message. That'd be worse than using thumbs, dude. Accidentally hit the button. Yeet! well, actually, I altered this coil, so never mind. I'm not gonna. Just looks like a regular one. I had a modified coil in the i-high for a while, just because where the air hole is, but I find it better with the way it's set up now. But but nice to see you, KP. What do you think, KP? What's your 2 cents on the subject? Or did you just come in a little bit late? It's not lots of work. I mean, I enjoy it. To me, it's a hobby, so I would actually enjoy making money making coils for people. Quad coils, single coils, triple coils. Pfft. Come to Edmonton. I will wrap your coils. Oh. Yeah, you're a busy bugger. Well, I was just thinking, like I'd let people worry about shipping, but for local people that come into a shop, if I were to open one, or you know, visit someone else's shop and just say, hey, you mind if I set up a thing here, teach people how to do coils, and one-on-one, I can teach or I can make them, but I just don't know a pricing model, like what's a reasonable amount to charge someone to make a coil, or what's a reasonable amount to charge someone for teaching them how to do coils. What do you want to know? Do the stainless steel mesh in the K-Fun, or the cotton, or Eco? What's up? Oh, because you don't have one yet, eh? Well, yeah, that's Beetle. That is how I taught myself, but some people just have no interest whatsoever. And it's just like, you know, there's a few tricks you need to learn, and once you get the patience for those tricks, then yeah, anybody can do it. But for those who don't and, you know, have money to burn and would rather go in and for 5 minutes get a brand new coil on there. Oh, you got a replica. Well, before you use it, Holly, make sure you check. Actually, yeah, it's time to do a shout out to the artist who made my show backgrounds, and that guy's name is John Shaver, out of Vancouver, BC. I was just chatting on one of my first shows back when I was on CVCN to him, and I just said, yeah, well, one day I'll try to find myself, you know, someone who can make me a background. And he said, well, you know what? I'm an artist. He did these on oil canvas. All that. He just knew I was a fan of Hunter S. Thompson. And if you've read Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, you would be totally familiar with this, like this picture, because that kind of drawing is how everyone is drawn in the book. And let's see, where's the other background? I don't know if you've seen it yet, Holly. Where's the other one? And then there's this one. I don't know. I've never heard of a Fear and Loathing 2. I made the mistake of recommending that movie to my boss. And he watched it and he's like, Doug, now, I never, ever want you to recommend movies to me again. That is 2.5 or 2.5 hours of my life I will never get back. It just, you recommended it one day and it happened to be on the movie channel and I watched it. And I said, you know what? He's either reminiscing of a time when he did a lot of drugs, or he just did a lot of drugs and that was made an impression on him, because I can't figure it out. And yeah, so every day he mentions it to me that he won't allow me to recommend movies to him anymore. So I've tried to get him to watch another movie, another one of my favorites, and that's The Big Lebowski. Yeah, but the Rum Diaries, I think, is completely different than Fear and Loathing. I know there maybe some people consider it maybe a sequel to it. I did hear rumors of that, and I heard that Depp was in it as well. So, but good old wikis. The only problem with wikis is it's really kind of oh man, you have to see The Big Lebowski. If you like John Goodman and Jeff Bridges, Jeff Bridges plays, oh, he's like my hero in that movie. The dude. Yeah, man. So he hasn't watched it yet, so I'm waiting for him to watch the movie and then say, you know what, Doug, you're allowed to recommend movies. And then I'm not going to recommend them anymore. Because he recommended me this one movie, and it is kind of good, but you have to like Killer Bee style movies just because it's 70s animation. Capricorn 1. So I was talking to my boss about, you know, all these conspiracies for space. Hey, Sebby. He's like, oh, I recommend you this awesome movie. And while the story in it's good, the acting is so cheesy, and the car chases, you can tell they're probably driving around the city at like 10 kilometers an hour and then just cranked up the speed on the film. Because everything is like whipping by, like the camera's all back and forth. And, oh. Maybe I might be thinking of somebody else's. Maybe it's not Jeff Bridges. No, it's Jeff Bridges. Okay, I think you got someone. You're mixed up with. Let's see if I can click on this picture. If it'll get bigger. There we go.
Did you know that your
Whoa,
Edmonton
whoa,
Public
whoa!
Library
Hey,
has
what the hell? I can't close that. What the fuck, man? That's not cool. All right, where is this? So add screen region. This is Jeff Bridges. This dude here. Fucking hilarious in the movie. Anywho. Fargo took me a little bit to get into MPG, but now actually it's one of my favorites. I just like them how the way they make fun of all the northern U.S. accents, like Minnesota or North Dakota, eh? But I've been to those places, and yeah, I used to live like an hour away from Fargo or 2 hours away from Fargo when I lived in Emerson. No one ever sounded like that to me, but I still found the movie funny. The wood chipper. Yeah, you're thinking of Jeff Daniels. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I was like, yeah, his name is Jeff, but what's his last name? I like that show. I actually have to watch that because I missed the last, I think, 3 episodes of that series. I don't think I've seen Raising Arizona in its entirety. I only saw about 15 minutes of it. Back then I think Raising Arizona, that's with Nicolas Cage, right? Ah. Oh, hey, the guy I voted for actually won the mayoral election. Right on. Guess my wife's watching the news that she's going to bed. So, Don Iveson, I think his name is. Oh, I guess they haven't finished counting, but he won. I voted for him because he was also for the arts. And my wife works in the arts, and they seem to do a lot of cutting of the arts in Alberta, so anybody who's an ally to the arts has my vote. Actually, marrying a woman that's in the arts has actually opened my eyes to a lot more culture than I used to, and if we don't have plays and musicals and funding for artists, I think the world would be a sadder place. Like, I know movies are awesome, but every once in a while you guys should go see a good play. It's kind of neat seeing it in person. Yeah, so if anybody wants to look up, let's see, I need to do another shout out to the artist here. You go to DeviantArt website. It's called jjshaver.deviantart.com. I can't type in chat right now, so jjshaver.deviantart.com. No dashes or anything, just DeviantArt. And look up his this one actually picture I'm going to order is Destruction with Psilocybin. It's amazing. Where is it? Oh, where'd it go? Can't find it right now. Damn. This guy does amazing portraits too by the looks of it. Did a Jack Sparrow. Wow. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to find this picture for you guys because I just think it's pretty cool. But I can't find it. I wonder if he got rid of it. Ooh. Anyway, back so I actually see chat. Hey Sabby, you like Malaysian type mods? Have you seen the revolver yet? How's it all? Or are you still out of my only beef? What is up with that? It's not adjustable. That's actually been just taken out. Like the material, they just put that space there for no reason. Not a fan of that part, but otherwise I think it's a solid, good, hits like a freight train brass mod. I haven't heard any compliments about that though. People just say, hey, that thing looks like it's floating. I don't know. I think for an everyday, take it around with you anywhere, it is. It's like a brushed finish. It kind of came like tarnished. Like I didn't do any of that. Like it came like this. But I mean, the threads are damn amazing. Like just buttery smooth. Like I don't know if you hear the noise, but it's just effortless. And there's no wiggle, zero wiggle. Like the tolerances are actually pretty impressive. Night, MPG. Remember, root beer. Didn't I just have an Addy on this thing? The name of this mod is the Revolver. I was thinking about bringing some of these into Canada for people, but so far the feedback I've been getting online hasn't been the greatest. I mean, personally, like just if you take that out of the equation, great device. I think it was called Destruction and Psilocybin. I might actually have a picture of it saved on my computer here. Let's see if I can find it.
Okay.
That was a video in there. Oh wait, let's see if my UFC's still in this folder. It'll... Still looking, still not in that folder. Let's see, pictures. Oh, here we go, found it. I don't know, this is what actually, when I was looking at it, I was like, dude, your shit's awesome. And he actually had his daughter do some paintings, and it turned out, he just kind of finished it off and made her abstract things into something that just looks stellar. Alright, let's share that. I just have to move my XSplit in a second. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. He was gonna send me the original of that, and I was like, no, 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 no. I'll buy a copy off you. You already did the oils for me. I think that was enough. You know what I mean? It's like, I like the Kraken, eh? The Kraken came in today. Making clouds there, Mikey. Give it to Mikey. He'll like it. Well, it has wicked flavor. It is dual coil. My only complaint of it, from looking at it so far, were the wick holes are so damn small. I was only looking at them with the holes plugged still, so I don't know, but I mean, I've heard it's great. I have to try it. We'll see. Oh yeah, you don't need a dual coil to have clouds, but I just wish Agus had amazing flavor. That's why I need to get some filler material that's inert, that won't react to the vapor. And then I'm just going to stuff it full in my things and make get a Dremel and just do the old Fogatti little U bit there, right? I mean, I don't know how small the cap is on an iHigh, but I find the flavor and that's amazing too. Single coil, that's not even a second for a toot. It is. It is nice. It's smaller than you think too. That was one thing I was like, damn, you know. I want I always wanted a Jenny to have like a 5 mil tank, but I don't know. I always refill my Jennies when they get to about 2/3. I just find they wick better, so I don't have to, like, you know, tilt like mad. Because I refuse to use the wire now, like the stainless steel rope, because I absolutely hate ramp up time, and that always seems to be a factor. But that could have just been the way I was wrapping the rope, because from what I've been hearing now, because when I first heard, people said, yeah, you wrap about 2 to 3 layers of mesh over top, that way when it wicks, it soaks in there, but then it's too much material for it to soak when you're chain vaping. But if you ramp it up, then you can chain vape it like crazy. But it just takes a while because when you have so many layers, so yeah, maybe I'm just talking myself into trying the rope again with 1 layer of mesh. Shit, maybe I'll do that right after the show and post pics or something. I still have a few pieces of rope that are pre-cut around here somewhere. There we go. Still has my old, I had a little experiment too that I was wrapping eco wool around the stainless steel rope. Flavor, amazing. Wicking, amazing, but it just was too much material, so again, it needed to warm up. And I think I might have to. No. The guy in our ward for city council that I voted for didn't win, but the one my wife did. I'm bad. I voted for a guy who had the same last name as my grandmother, or my wife's grandmother. It's like, yeah, they're probably related. I didn't care, city council or whatever. Oh man, you should. I really wish I knew where my IGO was with the cotton wick. You know what? Maybe I'll do that on the camera right now. So this is my smallest flathead I have. Very narrow. I'd say that's maybe an 1/8. All right. No, not 30 gauge. Maybe I'll do 28 gauge. Okay. I need a new bit of wire, like a new roll to put this wire on, because part of the thing broke in transit in the mail. And it's impossible to hold the stupid wire on without wrapping it through the inside. And Are you... Let's see, okay, so where's my nail clippers? Because everyone knows that nail clippers work way better than anything else for cutting wire. It's like, pick a spot, click, done. Alright, so there's a shitload of kinks in this wire. That should be good enough. So I'm going to cut off, this is 28 gauge. If I'm not mistaken, you're going to be able to get the Krakens from River City Vapes too. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I'm just pinching this wire here. I'm just going to show you guys how to do a quick little nano coil. Should work out to about an ohm. Maybe. We'll see. I think I cut my little wire here too short. So it's kind of really hard to manipulate. But as I wrap it around, I'm just kind of pushing it in, pushing it in. Actually, and what you can do to make the coil so you don't have to go like this is once you hold, because I have the one wire pinched along the side here, is I just hold the wire at the one end and I just rotate and it just rolls itself around perfectly. So this one, just for shits and giggles, is a 7/8 wrap. So this might work out to be, you know what, I'm not even going to guess. I'm just going to put it on my trusty and not accurate Vamo. It'll give me a ballpark. It's usually only off by like 0.1 maybe. So very, very small, but just like that. And then most people torch while they pinch. I don't bother with that, because why waste your time with that if you can do it right on your coil? You just do a couple pulses and then pinch. Sometimes if you over squeeze, the wires start to overlap and then you're not going to have a clear path to put your wicking material through. Whatever that flavor was. Nope, thank you. Oh, there's my 25 gauge dope. See, I wouldn't mind 1.3 ohms if I still had a variable device, but I don't have a variable device. That's why I kind of stick to sub-ohm. Get a nice warm vape. Get way more watts than I probably need, but it's nice having the flexibility. Okay. So I'm just going to attach my 2 leads. Figure what the hell, might as well build a coil. Yeah, I float usually between 0.5 and 0.7. That's usually my comfort ground. Oh, and another good piece of advice, which I forgot, is when you're joining little coil, just to have stability when you're holding it, just leave it on the end of the screwdriver, and then you can kind of position it a lot better without it moving around on you. I say this, but, you know, like it's happening right now, it's kind of has a mind of its own because I'm trying to show people how to do something on camera. Yep. The stars are against me today. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. There we go. And a good little thing to note too is to put the wire on the right hand side of the screw if it's just a regular threaded screw, because that way when you're tightening the screw it has a tendency to tighten and pull it in, so you don't push it away, because that's the last thing you want to do is push the coil away, further away from the post, because then you can have hot spots on your wire. Another good tool to have is something that can just grab the wire so you can get it pulled exactly where you want it. You can hold it. I just use nail clippers most of the time. Sorry you're staring at my bald head. And then once I have the wires adjusted or in there, I just put the screwdriver in and kind of flatten it out, like make it perpendicular to the ground, you know, so it lies flat in the see, so this is what I have, just an empty, and then what I do is I just pulse it if I actually tighten the addy onto the mod. Duh. See, and then it burns away all of its stuff, and you want it to heat from the middle out. So if it's not doing that, you need to have tweezers or something, because you don't want to pinch with anything but something metal. So now I'm just gonna pulse it and then pinch it. So while it's orange, I'm pinching. Now you'll see that that was just turning on, and then while it was cooling off, I just gave it a pinch, and not a hard pinch. I don't know if this camera's picking this up or not. A little too close to one of the posts here, so after I did the pinch, I'm just going to have to lift it away from the posts and twist my there we go. So now as I pulse it, okay, let it cool and I'll show you how it should heat up. Let's hope this focuses. Focus, you piece of shit. Is it focused? You notice how it slowly lit from the middle? Just making sure it's still doing it. And then now comes the easy part. You let that cool, or yeah, now's a good time before I actually put some cotton in there to test the resistance. Usually the resistance for me tells me how often I need to drip. The lower the ohms, the hotter the coil, the more you're going to have to drip. Usually the case. Alright, so the resistance on this, look at that, worked out to 1 ohm even. That was, it's either a 7/8 or an 8/9 wrap. For mechanical, 1 ohm is bang on perfect for most. Now, it might be 1.1, it might be 0.9. Who knows? And then afterwards, I don't do that tightening twiggle thing because sometimes your wires aren't exactly in there the greatest. I mean, they might have a solid connection, but it might not be squeezed that tight, and you don't want to move your coil around, so snip. Now, I have my pre-boiled cotton. Nice little wad of it here. And then I don't know, not even that much, to be honest. I mean, it just maybe a third or a quarter of a cotton ball, and I leave it like this. And find a thinner spot, I fold it over just to have a little more material in there, and then just do a twist with my fingers so it makes it pointy. But a long enough thin pointy that you can thread it through. Hey, Camaro. So you'll see this, and then I'm just going to wiggle the end in. See here, and I'm just kind of tugging it until it gets snug. You don't want to choke your coil, right? So I leave it loose on the outside, and I just leave some of the bulk here. And with that same screwdriver that I use to make the coil, I just tuck more material, more of the cotton underneath the coil. Because you don't want it to go dry. And then I basically, when I feel I have enough material, and that just means, just tucked in there. So now here's the messy part, at least I find it messy with these guys, is I like to put the juice in before I put the cap on, just for the simple fact that this material soaks up a lot. So it's good to see, let's see, which juice should I put in here? You know what, just for the sake of puffer, I'm going to put some Turk in here. Puffer was nice enough to let someone try Turk. And I will find my trusty bottle. Give it a good shake. See, this is one of my favorite, just random drippings. Because cotton soaks up more than you can ever believe. It's absolutely insane how much this stuff wicks. And the amount of clouding you can get, like just billowing clouds from the stuff. See, the reason why I leave a little bit extra is because I juice it up, and then I look to see, okay, how much am I going to have to keep dripping this thing? And you don't want to put too much wicking material between the air hole and the coil, right? So after I'm done packing my stuff in and jamming it under the coil, I just grab my snips and just right to the edge of what's wet, and just grab my screwdriver again, give it a nice little tuck, because now that it's wet, it's malleable and actually kind of stays where you want it to. And then that way you can just have it sitting on there, And I've tried it where the coil's sitting just on the top, and it works okay. It works okay, don't get me wrong. But you get this hot wire flavor if it gets anywhere low on liquid. So that's why I now thread the little piece through. It's not a lot that goes through. It's mostly just sitting on top. So this is the finished product. And then I'll put this on a mechanical and you'll see, check out the vapor. I usually, well, see, Beetle, I don't recommend using 25 gauge unless you have a multimeter and 30 amp batteries. Because if you go too low, 25 gauge is easy to go sub-ohm, like really sub-ohm. So, because my first coil I wrapped, I thought I was going to be a 0.5, and well, it ended up being a 0.3, which is below, on a fresh battery, is below the amount of amperage, or it makes the amperage go above what my batteries are rated for. So I recommend 28 gauge. Yeah, 28 gauge is good unless you start to really like the low. I'm addicted to 25 gauge. I only use 28 gauge because that's what most people have. And most people want around an ohm for dripping, like 0.7 to an ohm. Let's see this puppy in action. Just, it keeps up. It just keeps on going. Okay. Alright, I'm just line up my air holes. Find myself a drip tip. I like to use my glass drip tip. This thing's so pretty. Does that look funny or what? Little eye go on top of this thing. It's like, anywho, makes it look more phallic, that's for sure. Oh, Turkish delight puffer. Now, to me, this seems. What was your? Is it proprietary, your mix of VG-PG puffer, or can I ask you if it's a 50-50 or a 60-40? Because to me, it seems to be. Could be a 50-50. Cotton kicks ass. Like, I don't know why it seems to chuck out so much more vapor. But this is just a recent discovery because the first time I tried it, I just tried the cloud. And the cloud is where you don't put anything through your coil, it just sits on top. And it was like, all I taste is wire, so I gave it up for a while. Then I watched a few videos and I saw people sticking it through. Hot damn. Turk, Turk. Turk, Turk. On the revolver. And a knife. See, what I like about e-juices so much is depending on the way you exhale or inhale, the flavors you can pull out of a juice. Like French inhaling totally gives you a different essence of the flavors. Highly recommend it for people who like sweets. I've heard people using vaping as a diet. I mean, instead of having sweets, they just have some zero nick, and hey, if it saves the waste, why not, right? Holy shit, there's only 4 minutes left. But yeah, you know what, Beetle? When I see you, I'll actually give you some of this 25 gauge if you want to try it out. Well, the Camaro, to answer your question, it's all personal preference, trial and error. I know so many people who think I'm crazy at what I do with my coils because I like mine at 0.4, 0.5. But the more material, like the more resistance wire you have, the higher the resistance will be. But if you have more surface area, you get more vapor, so you can drop down gauges, so you can have more wire. Because the lower the number, the more wire you need to reach the same resistance. So if I have 30 gauge wire, and let's just say I have, like for that nano coil, I wrapped them so small. I mean, I used a, where'd my screwdriver go? Oh, there it is. The smallest flathead screwdriver in my precision set, which works out to be about 1/8 of an inch diameter. I did 8 wraps on that, and it worked out to 1 ohm. I mean, you have to try, like, fiddle around. 5:30 seconds. I don't even know. It just seems to work perfect, this little size, just to be nested in the bed of cotton and have a little bit going through. Because it feeds like a hungry hippo. You cannot satiate how much juice these cotton balls like want to suck up. It's just so that's why they billow out the clouds, because they just have so much stuff in there, and it feeds so quick. Like people say eco wool and all that stuff feeds quicker. I beg to differ. The only reason why they use it is because you don't have to be careful. Let's see what other. Yeah, so if I always recommend to people 28 gauge to start off, and people think I'm kind of crazy, but I find with the lower the gauge, the lower the resistance, yes, but you can always put an extra wrap in there, that it doesn't pop. Like you try newbies, they always send that 34 gauge or 32 gauge wire with new Genesis atomizers, and people try to use that material and it just pops on them because they don't know to use a battery that's almost dead. You can get 28 gauge at ESV, Vaporous, CEV. Most online stores now are starting to get on the bandwagon with rebuildables and actually sell the stuff. If you plan on, or if you've already gotten into rebuilding and you're looking for wire now because you love rebuilding, I recommend eBay. Don't go to a vaping site for the wire. Go to eBay. Like, shit. You might pay 15 bucks for this, but look how much wire's on this. It's a lifetime, for me anyways, of rebuilding. And that way, you know, and usually eBay stuff is free shipping or $5 shipping at most, because they just send it snail mail, and it doesn't take that long. I think when I bought my stainless steel cable, I think it came in like 4 or 5 days, just regular post across the border and everything. I was like, couldn't believe it. But anyway, if you guys like the rebuilding tips and whatnot, I can do more builds from now on if you like. It's called 28 gauge Kanthal. Kanthal. Or there's also nichrome. I've never tried nichrome. There's people that say they can taste the difference. Maybe they can. But there's different grades of Kanthal too. So if you're looking for just 28 gauge, look for what Kingpin said there, like A1. If you like ribbon, it's not called A1 anymore. It's like a B something or other. See, I want to make this air hole bigger, or put another smaller one just underneath. And you know what, Puffer, if you end up not liking it, well, there's tons of people that'll probably buy it for the same cost you paid for it too. I mean, the 100-foot spool, that's a shit ton of wire. At least for a newbie it is. And if you're doing 28 gauge, the amount of pops, you're not going through as much wire because they don't pop. You can work out a hot spot just by pulsing and not have to worry about the wire going. Right on, Beetle. Because, you know, one of my most enjoyable vapes, I have to admit, is got to be the cheapest freaking thing in the world. Like, this is cheaper than Clearos and everything. Maybe not the drip tip on top, but the iGo cost me, what did I pay for it? I think it was $9.99 or $12.99 or something, because everyone had those co-ops, so people dropped the price. I remember when I first bought them, the one that I lost, I paid 27 bucks for one. But now, yeah, under 10 bucks. And it's probably some of the sweetest vape. As long as you can just put a frickin' little coil in there, boom! You don't have to spend a mint. But anywho, I should probably get going. It's past 10 now. I appreciate you all for coming, and another shout out to John Shaver, the artist who made my awesome show backstops here. And see you guys all next Monday, and hopefully I'll have something new to build for you, and maybe I'll build a Kraken. Yes, and thank you, Puffer, for doing a giveaway. That's awesome. Night Kingpin. Night Bud. Night Beetle. Night Tattooed Viking. RG. They use probably 34 gauge or 32 gauge. I'd imagine. Probably 34. I found the perfect gauge for rebuilding Pro Tanks was 30 gauge. But anywho, thanks for coming, folks. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.